All right, shalom, 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 y'all. It's Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat, and on y'all didn't know, man. Straitway, New York got a black Kenny G. That's the black Kenny G, the Hebrew Kenny G. There, you got brother Steve over there on the organ. That's brother Mike right there, who does that song. Time is running out that I play on here from time to time. And you know, them brothers was getting after it. That was Straitway Sukkot, man. That was an awesome time. Anyway, I want to say shalom, shalom, shalom to y'all. As you could tell by the title of the show, 5G, just the basics. I'ma just be 100. I'm always keep it 100 with y'all. And y'all could kind of see it in some of my past shows. I was kind of getting like I don't know, annoyed by everybody saying 5G, 5G this, 5G that, this, that, and the other. So, you know me, you know, people, a lot of people that I'm close to were adamant that you got to look into this thing. So that's what I started doing today. Okay. And I think what I'm going to bring out, and I've seen a lot of people have videos out there, but there's something missing. So what I'm going to bring out is, you know, just the way I look at stuff. I do it real basic. I get down to the nitty gritty. You know what I'm saying? And make it real simple. And I don't like wiggle room or ambiguity or gray areas. So what I have done, I started my 5G investigation thing, and we hit a little roadblock. It's not really that big of a roadblock. It's just I'm gonna need another piece of equipment. Okay, no big deal though, because brothers had donated money for me to buy a meter. But one of the brothers in Straitway, Florida down here already had a meter. So, but we'll get into that. We're going to get into that. And I think this show is going to be extremely educational in a lot of different ways. What I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do first, real quick. What I'm going to do first is go through some headlines, y'all. Signs of the times, man. And what y'all hear me say yesterday? What did I say the day before that? Y'all saw the Michael Israel in time. What's next in the prophetic timeline? Y'all saw what I was reading. Okay. So with that said, let's let the Most High's actions talk, y'all. Struck down. Massive 205-mile-per-hour tornado ripped through Deep South, killing at least 20 as Alabama church struck by lightning. Look at that. Boy, Mosai ain't playing around out this thing. You hear me? Struck it down. That looked like a plane though there. Oh yeah, that's an airport. So this is just some of the... And then these storms passed through here today too. Koya said, because I wasn't here when it passed by our house, but look at that. Is that a sign or is that a sign, y'all? You can't make this stuff up, man. This book on what day? What day did this happen, y'all? Can somebody type it in the comments on what day this happened? What day did this happen, y'all? What day is... Now, that's an airport. That's not a church. But what day did that church steeple get lit into? What day did this happen, y'all? Can somebody type that up in there for me? Y'all don't know what day this happened? Let's see. Hey, Corey said, we had winds and heavy rain, had to bring the plants in for cover. Yep. Passover started the evening of the 6th and ended tonight. Yep. Easter. Somebody put it in there. Pagan Easter. Look at this. On pagan Easter, this is what happened. Okay? Now, let me show y'all something else. If this ain't, I'm sure some of y'all heard about this. I'll just read it to you. Okay? Look at this. One of America's largest meat producers has ominous warning about the grocery store supply. Severe, perhaps disastrous repercussions. Smithfield Foods, one of the nation's largest meat producer, has an ominous warning about America's food supply. The company announced on Sunday that it was closing its Sioux Falls, South Dakota plant after nearly 300 employees there tested positive for the COVID-19 coronavirus. The associated, the plant is one of the largest, drum roll please, one of the largest, give me a drum roll y'all. The plant is one of the largest pork processing centers in America. Hey, and look, the Most High said you either gonna get down or you gonna lay down. He said you gonna stay your wicked ass out in them churches and you ain't gonna be sucking on no pork chops. He's shutting it down, y'all. Hey, yo, put a 100 up in there for the Most High Yah. He coming, and look. Hey, look. Put a 100 up in there for the Most High Yah. It's not a game, y'all. If you can't see prophecy on that, then your eyeballs missing. Thank you, Brother Timothy. Brother Timothy put a 1 gazillion up in that mug for the Most High Yah. See, where is Bishop Cupcakes and Pastor, Pastor Sugar? Where are these clowns at? Where are these dudes? Where are these people? Oh, how you want to get on land out in the middle of nowhere? Stay in the city with the 5G and the poke shortage. You know what I'm saying? These mugs ain't talking. Hebrew, hold on, let me grab something. Let me grab something. If I can find it, I'm gonna show y'all something. There it is. I got it, Israel. And look. While your pastor's sitting there telling you, let me get that 100 down. You know what your pastor up there telling you? To go get a damn Cadillac. Go get a loan and get a Cadillac. That's what your wicked ass pastor telling you. But Pastor Dial up there yelling at you to get away from these folks. Get on some land. And now, hey, look, Muggs done got silent now. Muggs on Facebook with the monkey mouth, just watching videos from a distance. They look. All right? It ain't a game, y'all. Now, I'm trying to make it funny, but it's at an ominous warning. Man, y'all better start shaking heavy and moving hard. He said, come out from among them. Look, so at the Great Gathering Hebrew, Awakening, you know what I'm saying? Great Awakening Woke Judah Awards. You know old Michael Israel, you know he got an award. See what I got? This is what I got. Look at that. Look at that. And I didn't get my feelings hurt and throw mine in the garbage like certain folks did. Look, Media Award, okay? My dude Ron, Oh, Ron Dalton, man, he get it. Ron know what he see. But what did Pastor Dow get? Hebrew Man of the Year. Isn't that fitting now? Now that you can't get no bacon? Deacon Bacon. Anyway, let's keep moving. Let's move forward. Let me see what we got here. All right? Because we get ready to get into this, man. This 5G thing, man. When I break this down, y'all gonna get it. All right? So let me see. Here go y'all's pastor. I'm gonna show you your pastor. Looking like a villain off Star Wars. This your pastor right here.
COVID-19. The wind of God.
Look at the eyes on that clown, dude. Man, these dudes is wicked, man. Your pastor wicked. Dude, these dudes is wicked, man. Let me show y'all something else, man. I'm showing, look, I'm just giving y'all heads up. Okay? So y'all can shake like I'm shaking. Like I'm getting ready to be shaking. All right. Another news article says, we got one more. It says at least 16 dead as dozens of tornadoes rip through the South. Okay? So let me see. Let me see if I get this one to load up. This one's acting up a little bit. But since it won't load up, I'll just read it to you. It says, China's new coronavirus cases rise to near 6-week high. So they're having another wave of it. It's just not going away. Okay? Somebody was talking to me about they were talking to me about these locusts. How they got another wave and it's 10 times bigger. You know what I'm saying? You know? So, yeah, man. Anyway, with that said, we're going to get into this, y'all. We're going to get into this lesson. And here, okay, we got that article to load. That's cool, but it's too late now. Okay. So let's get into this 5G thing, okay? All right. And I'm going to just show y'all, because I got a way that I go about, no. Okay. I got a way I go about doing things. And I have a way I go about researching stuff. And if I'm, let me see. Wow. Okay, so, all right, I got all my information. So, I'm going to show y'all the first thing that I needed understanding in. And what I'm doing is I'm just getting all my information up here for you so I can bring it straight to you. And it's pretty straightforward. Okay. I might have left the part out, but I think so. Let me radio waves, radio frequencies, radio waves, amplitude modulated, frequency modulated, FM waves, you know. What a radio wave is. Let's break it all the way down to the absolute basics. A radio wave or a radio frequency. Y'all see this? This is a battery, okay? If I might even be able to do it here. Y'all just bear with me. Okay. Let me see if I have what I need. No, I don't. Anyway, if I took a piece of wire and there we go. If I took a piece of wire with this battery and connected it to this end, and then I took that other piece of wire and touched it, or you might even hear it through this mic. You'd hear a pop, because when you go pop like that, it sends an electromagnetic pulse through the air. So literally, I just created a very, very low megahertz frequency. Now, if you want to know what the actual frequency or hertz of it is, if I went psh, 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 you'd literally hear it. So literally, that is what a radio wave and an electromagnetic frequency pulse, whatever you want to call it, that's what this is. I've done it in a very, 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 very rudimentary, simple way, but basically the way radios, the way transmitters and all that work is by just turning the power, popping the power on and off like that at faster speed. So hertz is I forget how many pops it is per second or per minute or whatever, but it all breaks down. Where it says wavelength is when I pop it, it shoots up and then it drops back down, and I pop it again, it goes up. So that's kind of like the wavelength. Okay, I know I broke that down real basic and ghetto, because I know some of y'all in here are radio experts. I actually, one of the brothers who was watching on Facebook the other day when I was talking about this same stuff, he's an avionics technician where I work at. He's skilled in aircraft radio, so he's highly skilled in this. Anyway, anywho, for all my other ghetto folks out there, y'all understand, y'all just learned something, you know what I'm saying? For some of y'all, that was pretty painful to hear, okay? But anyway, that is how frequency works. So you remember what I said, if I took a wire and put on this battery, and I'd like to do it because I know it'll pop. You're going to hear a pop on here. But if I took that wire and hit that battery, if I could do it right now, you would hear it. I normally have wire everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But if I took that wire and hit that battery, you would probably hear it through this mic because it sends an electromagnetic pulse through the air, you know? So that moves us we're jumping ahead to the quicker I do that, theoretically, if I can move quick enough, I could get it up to 500 megahertz, you know, and a hertz is how many times it goes on and off per second or whatever, you know. So you understand that. It's just electricity going through the air. Brother Yaki and a lot of other people teach it too. Your body's electric. Your nervous system is electric. There's a guy, his name's Eric Dubay. I watch his stuff sometimes. He studies a lot of physics, and he did a very good show showing how science, the majority of scientists today who study particle physics and quantum physics, which is the study of the most minute, the majority of them, it's almost unanimous that they all believe that when they've observed the smallest particle you can observe, it's not even a particle, it's weird electrical energy or something that actually observing it changes it. So all that to say this, what everything's made up on is very much influenced by something in the spirit world or in another dimension. That's what he says. So all that to say, go back to this. all that to say this is we very much live in an electric universe, or whatever you want to call it. There's what people call space. There's a lot of it just as easily is backed up as an electric universe and not what they claim it to be. I'm not going to go into all that right now. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's get into spectrums real quick. I want to show y'all this. Okay. All right. So this is a spectrum chart. So maritime radio navigation, these are the hertz. You remember what I told you the megahertz were, okay? How fast it's turning on and off, okay? And y'all correct me. I know I got some radio experts. The faster you're turning it on and off, the shorter it goes, okay? So what you got is very low frequency. Okay, let me make this big so y'all can see it. Okay, very low frequency. Okay, that's what this is. Okay, 3 kilohertz to 30 kilohertz. Okay, very low frequencies. This is like Morse code, or something like that, maybe. Okay, LF, low frequency. Okay. AM, MF, medium frequency, I want to say. So this is AM FM radio, which is amplitude modulated radio. When you're adjusting those radios, those numbers on there, the higher the number is, the higher the frequency is. Okay. Again, the higher is turning on and off. The power is fluctuating. Now, the higher the frequency, the more power you need it to go further, okay? Shortwave, high frequency radio, VHF, FM radio, very high frequency, okay? Your cell phone, there's your cell phone right here, ultra high frequency. It's in the ultra high frequency range, okay? Satellite communication. I think this is super high frequency or something like that. And I can look this up. Let me look it up. I don't like guessing that stuff. EHF. Let's see what it is. Radio. Because it's not... all right, let's see. Extremely high frequency. And the S is super high frequency, okay? All right. And here, see, I had it up there, okay? I'm just showing you, all right? So I showed y'all this frequency chart, okay? So 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz, okay? That is what your cell phone and 4G technology and all this stuff right here, you see it right here? All that stuff we have right now operates at these ranges, okay? All right? And, okay. So let me show y'all something, okay? And look what it's saying. So the wave pattern, you see where it's 10 kilometers, 1 kilometer, this, that, the other, boom, 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 boom. Okay? You see that right there where it's talking about the wave length. Okay? That's how fast the power is turning on and off and modulating from positive to negative and all that stuff. Man, y'all in here putting daggone formulas up in this mug and damn Ohm's law and all that. You know I failed math, man. I know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And do percentages and some fractions. So don't put that shit up in here. No, no, I'm just playing. But yeah, so look at this, though. Let me show y'all something, though, for real. what this is showing you with this here, and this is what a lot of people are talking about, is this right here. I'm going to show y'all a waveform. Waveform. Images. Okay, let me make this smaller. So, this is a sine wave, so we'll just put that up here. I'll just show you. See, this is and when they're talking about millimeter, they're talking about the distance between here and here. Let me make this bigger. Y'all might not be able to see that. Let me, all right. Let's put this up here. All right, this is a little better. All right, when they talk about waveform, they're talking about the distance between right here and right here. So on the lower frequency, where's my thing at? So on the lower frequency, on lower frequency things, like this very low frequency and low frequency, you see how you see the wave pattern there? You see the wavelength? Well, that's the distance from there to there. As you go up in megahertz, as it fluctuates and vibrates faster, because it basically turns to a vibration, when you get up in these ranges, it turns into a vibration. And at some point on here, you get into microwaves where you could cook stuff, okay? Understood? Understood. So check this out, because now we're getting into stuff that I actually know and I've witnessed firsthand, or have people who've worked on it and all this stuff like that. Because aircraft radios on an airplane, they have, let's see, I ain't gonna divulge nothing, but they have high frequency radios, very high frequency radios, and ultra high frequency radios. The difference is, whereas your UHF television and your mobile phones and stuff like that, the power that's behind those, the power that is behind my cell phone is designed to communicate to a tower, let's say, that's 7 miles away maybe. But I want to say it's closer than that. But let's say 7 miles. So in order for that to happen, you need a certain amount of power pushing behind that. All right, hold on. I'll let you go in there. All right. You need a certain amount of energy to push that HF frequency. Okay? Or UHF frequency. Let me put this back up here so y'all can see. So for my cell phone to work. Now, for the airplanes I used to work on, and I work on tactical planes like fighters and bombers. Well, their UHF radio wasn't designed to go 7 miles. Because these planes could fly 7 miles in a couple seconds, okay? These radios were designed to go halfway across the planet. So when they fire these radios off, you can't be near them because it'll mess you up and you won't be having any children, or your hair will fall out or something. Like this some powerful stuff. So we go through classes about the dangers of radiation. Okay? All right. So let's keep moving forward. I just want to put that out there. Okay? Now, mind you, let me show y'all something else with our airplanes. On our airplanes, we got the radios that just communication data, speech. But then we got our radar, which I don't even think they got a thing up here for our aircraft radar. There's a plane that I've talked about before called, we'll put it up here. I'll put it up here. Get me a nice picture of it. And then I'm going to put this picture up here for y'all to see. So y'all know, some of y'all might have seen this, especially if you were in the military at some point. I've worked on a lot of radar airplanes. So there's a plane that's called an AWACS, Airborne something system. Anyway, what this plane does is it goes in a combat theater and it can see everything in the air for miles and miles, insane miles. And it's literally an airborne control tower that you can fly wherever and control the combat theater, control airstrikes, all that stuff. Anyway, not getting all that. The radar on this plane is so powerful that when they used to test it on the ground at bases, the people who worked on it told me, they're like, when we turn it on, all the birds in this huge mile radius just drop out the sky, dead. Okay? So, put that out there. The levels, let me see. Let me show y'all something. And we probably have some radio flight. I'm going to show y'all something else. Plane. Okay. They're probably not going to show. Oh, man, we get in trouble if we did this. And they got the pictures up here. That's crazy. All right, so just hold on. So look at this. I'm going to show y'all. Okay. This is a fighter plane radar. This and this. This is the latest Aegis style radar. No moving parts. This is the older one where it sweeps. If they turn those radars on and you're standing in front of it, you'll feel your body get warm. It'll cook you. It'll kill you. It ain't going to take long. Them radars are no joke. Even if you don't feel it, you won't be having children, okay? And then your hair will start falling out. You know, it's no joke. Like, these radars are insane on fighter planes. Like, some of these radars, and I don't know what, the people who work on them are sworn to top secret stuff because of the distances they can see, And I think if you knew any better, you'd realize the earth is flat when you could see what these radars can see. It's like, wait, how is it seeing that? But we ain't going to get into all that. Anyway, the frequencies these operate at and the power being pushed through them and the waves is, they don't put that information out. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's continue on. And this is where I'm at in my 5G investigation. Okay. Okay. I'll tell you what happened to me today. My brother Tone, he gave me a, let me show you what he gave me. He gave me a radio meter or RF EMF meter. Okay, this is the one he gave me. Okay, he gave me this one right here. Okay, and upon looking at the frequency specifications, I was like, okay, well, what's 5G? What's the 5G at? Like, what's considered 5G? And I looked all that up. So let me show you what I find. All right. 5G. I think that's what I typed in. Okay. How worried should you be? All right. I had found something good. All right. All right. So here's a good one. It's not all right. All right. Hold on. I wish I had to put this in here so I wouldn't be wasting y'all's time trying to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, but here we go. I got it. Okay, that's what I was trying to find. Look at this. It is interesting. All right. Show you. Okay. All right, I'll put this up here and I'll read it. It says the 5G spectrum is a range of radio frequencies in the sub 6 gigahertz range. So that's why I thought, okay, well, this piece of equipment I got is fine then. This 5G meter here that I put up. Okay. It says range and the millimeter wave frequency range. See, and then this is when I was like, wait. And it says, and the millimeter wave frequency range that is 24 gigahertz and above. Now, when I saw that, I was like, what? Because I already knew 6 gigahertz, and that's what I thought 5G to be in the sub 6 gigahertz range. Why they call it 5G? I'm like, okay, why do all these conspiracy freak shows over here tripping like this, you know? But then when I saw this, 24 gigahertz and above, I'm like, what the heck? So I investigated further. So basically, there's two types of 5G. There's low band 5G, okay, and then there's high band 5G, okay? And where you see these people putting in, where they going through neighborhoods and they putting shit up in people's neighborhood, that's that high band 5G. And if I find it, if it pops up, you know, if I could find it, it said what the high band 5G, the range they plan on it operating in. And that range was like 24 gigahertz up to 90 something gigahertz. Okay? So now look at this. Let's go back to our chart. Okay? Because this is, I was like, because I automatically knew these specifications from my class. So now, everything changed where I was like, I see why these folks were yelling. Because sub 6 gigahertz is about right here. Okay? See where I'm at? Right here. Okay? But we're talking 25 gigahertz all the way into the extremely high frequency range right here. Deep into this right here, okay? And this is where they talk about the millimeter wave. See that right there? 1 millimeter is, in order to operate at that frequency, you know, the waveform has to shrink down or whatever, the wavelength, okay? So now, and I said all the way up to 90. All right, now let me show you what I was tripping off. Look where we are at. Okay, I'm going to show you. Okay, this thing here, don't mind this website because I like going off verified sources. So I'm just showing you this because of the picture. You see this here? You can look this up yourself. The active denial system. It's a weaponized, non-lethal, in the short term, system that the military has. Let me open this image up. Open image. So you can see it a little bigger. I'll make it big. See? This. You could go on the History Channel. You go on YouTube and type in Active Denial System History Channel and watch a whole show on it. Well, what I was tripping off was this. Let me show you. Okay? Because you should go watch that show. So let me show you something. Let's read through this non-lethal weapon program, U.S. Department of Defense. Okay, that's kind of official, ain't it? Go verify all this stuff I'm reading to y'all. Let me make this bigger so y'all can read along. So, just skipping through, it says at a range up to 1,000 feet. Okay, the project projects a man-sized beam of millimeter waves, but let's look at the frequency. That's what we're concerned at. 95 gigahertz millimeter waves. It says it right there. Semiconductor energy. To project. Now, this is the important information. Saying what I do is look at sources that got every reason to lie and see what they over there saying. That's why I went this route. Because this isn't some conspiracy theories saying this. You know, this is coming straight off wicked ass Department of Offense, because they don't defend nothing. They go on the offense and mess your ass up. But anyway, look at this. It says 95 gigahertz. Can y'all see that? Let me make it big so y'all see. And you could go read up on this yourself. Okay? Wait, where are you at? I'm gonna get it. Y'all be patient. Don't get impatient. It says using a gallium nitrate semiconductor energy source to produce a 95 gigahertz millimeter waves solid state active denial technology can be used as a standalone. So if you go watch the Discovery Channel program, man, that daggone as soon as they hit him with that wave, dude, like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Because he could feel, and the guy is right on there on not Discovery Channel, History Channel. The guy says he's and shout out to my brother. Hold on, let me make sure I give a shout out to the right one. I want to give a shout out to my brother Ralph down there, Straitway. He's down there in South Florida. He sent me the video about it, you know. But you could go check it out. The dude get right on there. Matter of fact, I'm going to do you one better. Let's see. Let me see if I can get the video. Nah, I can't get the video. But anyway, you go watch it yourself. But anyway, the dude who's getting interviewed says, oh, yeah, the waves don't penetrate all the way into your body. They just warm up the water molecules in the surface skin. All right. You know what I'm saying? I believe all. Yeah. So, anyway, we're saying that. So, that brings us back to our spectrum where you just read. And like Brother Tony said, what you can do is get these 5G transmitters or whatever and look at the model number and read the white papers on it so you have the specifications and see what it's putting this energy out at, what frequencies. And so let's see if we can find a credible source for what they say, 70 gigahertz millimeter wave effects. Let's see what we get. If we get effects of long-term exposure to 60 gigahertz. Whoa, we got a government site here. Ooh. All right, let me put it up here. I know y'all want to see what I'm looking. This is pretty much a government site, right, y'all? This right here? Somebody let me know in the comments. Because this is a pretty official government site. NCBI, U.S. National Library of Medicine National Institute. Let's see what it says. Effects of long-term exposure to 60 gigahertz millimeter wavelength radiation on the genotoxicity and heat shock protein expression of cells derived from human eye. Let's see what the conclusion of this matter was, yo. Because you know, my ass is not getting ready to read all this stuff. That's a lot of reading. And you know I'm black, folks. No, I'm just kidding. I might have to. All right, here's a conclusion right here. So let's see what we got. And, you know, you take it. Let me make it bigger for y'all so y'all can read with me. The conclusion, the findings from the present study suggest that exposure to this cells to millimeter wavelength radiation has no significant effect on emission frequency signal strand breakage. And in concluding, the exposure of cells to millimeter wavelength at 60 GHz does not seem to have adverse effects on the genotoxicity of using our specific experiment into possible effects of the frequency require further study. The work of so we'd have to read all the way through that terahertz. Wow. But that's at 60. And again, we'd have to read all through that. But the long or the short of it is what needs to be studied. And what we do know is at 95, what did they say on the active denial system? Because that's what I would study. There really ain't, you really don't have to invest a whole bunch into this. They already put one of the pieces to the puzzle right here with this active denial. A kinetic-based system has a higher risk of human injury. Boom, 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 boom. 1,000 feet, this, that, and the other. At 95 gigahertz millimeter waves. Now they got the little scientific experiment that we just read on the NCBI whatever site, national whatever, but we got tangible, observable, repeatable visual evidence that at 95, this thing at 95 gigahertz, radio waves turn into a daggone active denial weapon system. So, you know, so I think I in my opinion, and what I'm gonna probably do is the place to park your studies at is on this active denial system. Let me say. Active. And they're going to be trying to cover this up very soon. I'm telling you. I could already tell. I know the way these folks be working. Look. It like, damn, you know, with that movie with the Martians invade the Earth. So look. Transmitter produces 95 gigahertz frequency waves. And I actually, man, I know a guy who worked on this stuff. And he had some mental issues. But I know a guy who worked on this. Worked with him. I got to try to remember who it is, though. Because he here in Jacksonville. But anyway, produces 95 gigahertz frequency waves. So this is what you need to be researching. Okay? This is where your research needs to be. You need to know the spectrum, all the detailed stuff, you know. But let's watch this real quick. Hold on.
I'm here with the gear. Now we're at Joint Base Langley, Eustis, and we're about to figure out what it takes to get toasted like a bagel. But first, let's learn a little bit more about the active denial system. So right behind me is the ADS system, and what we're going to do is we're going to go on the ship and find out what really makes it bring the heat. So this is where the ADS system is controlled. It's very cramped, small, almost like my living quarters in the barracks. Just kidding. But for real, this is very, very cramped. So the guy's in here, he's controlling the monitors. It's got it pinpointed all the way down to small little crosshairs, and it's really impressive. Probably the coolest thing about this little getup is the Atari-like joystick that they use to control the system. And I'm pretty sure I'd be qualified to operate this system because I'm pretty good at Call of Duty. So you've got the two monitors right here. You could probably play split screen. I don't know. We'll have to ask about that. It's very cramped, and I'm a little claustrophobic, So I am going to go ahead and leave this to professionals and get out. I'm ready, sir. Wow. Wow. So, sir, I've seen this operated on one person, but how does it measure up against a crowd of people?
You can use it in a crowd to move a crowd from one area to the other. That's the beauty of the system. You can actually sweep from left to right, start on one end, and you can get them in the direction that you want to go. So it's very useful to the commander, moving people in a specific direction.
So it's a very effective weapon that has a very broad range of things they can do, and at the same time, it's non-lethal. It's not going to kill
Absolutely.
you. So for the people that think, oh, I'm going to be roasted alive, as soon as you get out of the heat, your skin's fine, you feel normal. And
that's correct.
I really like that about the system.
Yes.
Some people think that the Marine Corps is all about dropping bodies, but that's just not true.
Yeah, right. That's all they about. They teach you, hey, make your ass a killer. Short term or long term. So yeah, man, I like what brother where you at? Straitway Canada. He said when are we gonna turn off the Wi-Fi and the smart meters and all that stuff? And it holds weight, man. I mean, even got me thinking, man, I think I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi off and just hardwire all my stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we definitely, all that to say, just from looking at that, there's something, this 5G thing holds weight. But I'm going to tell you this with the 5G. The low, what it looks like, and I haven't looked all the way into it, it looks like you got two types of 5G. You got low spectrum 5G, or low power, low range 5G, which is the one that's sub 6 gigahertz, okay? And that's the one where you have a tower and it's connected to your phone. But then you got what it looks like they're getting ready to roll out is a type of 5G, like this stuff that goes up to 80 gigahertz or whatever. That it looks like they're rolling out some 5G that will make it so you don't need any, you're not, to connect to the internet, you're not gonna need down here we have Comcast cable or AT&T fiber optic cable. You're not going to need any of that no more. You buy a TV, it just connects to this 5G that you got these boxes all through your neighborhood. And that's what it looks like is the next level to the 5G thing. And that's that real lethal stuff that I think everybody's talking about. They're rolling out in cities, of course, first. That's what I'm seeing. Now, I'm not sure, I'm not 100%. Maybe somebody could correct me on that. But, yeah. 4G is already bad enough. Yeah, 5G means 5th generation. Yep. So, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing, okay? Because it's like, just like it said here, it's not true 5G. Did y'all see that thing I read earlier right here where it said, okay, it says 5G is a range of radio frequencies here I put up there on the screen, in the sub 6 gigahertz range. And the millimeter wave frequency range that is 24 gigahertz and above, okay? So that's that. That's the stuff that I think because they're racing for it. You got all the major cell phone carriers and all that racing for this 5G because they know, they're talking about the Internet of Things. You'll be able to connect your refrigerator so they know when you're hungry, and you're going to be able to connect your toilet to it so that when you take a dump, they know you took a dump, and they're going to know everything you do, and your life's going to be so easy, even though you're depressed. because it's frying your head. And yeah, I believe that. Man, it holds weight. And like Brother Steve saying, Straitway Canada up there, because he's been adamant about this thing. He is adamant about it, you know. And it holds weight, man. They doing a low country boil on you with the 4G, and the 5G, they're gonna microwave your ass. All right. So yeah, they're just gonna add to their more money to their medical system. Oh, I'm depressed. You know, this, that, and the other. You know, and it's because your brain boiling in your nugget. That's why you depressed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But it goes back to what I've been saying. What the Most High been saying. What them scriptures I read the other night, them end time prophecy scriptures been saying. Come out of her, my people, so you don't partake of her, of the punishment that's getting ready to come upon her, you know? Somebody asked, what power level is a 5G tower versus the weapon? So this is the other thing. I'm glad you asked that question. Let me go back to that rant. So look, these, in order, the higher the vibration of it, which is the vibration is the wavelength, the more power it takes to make it go further. Okay? The more information it could carry, because it's moving so fast, it's vibrating so fast, but it can't go as far either, because it vibrates, it dissipates quicker. So to make a low frequency wave go 20 miles is going to take a little bit of power. But to make one of these, extremely high frequency wave operating at 80, 90, whatever megahertz, to make it go any significant distance, it takes an insane amount of power. That's why that active denial weapon, let me put that back up here so y'all can see. That's why that active denial weapon that we had up here, wherever it's at, that's why that active denial weapon, I mean, it got an insane power system pushing that. And guess what? It only goes out 1,000 feet. Okay? That's why the 5G, they got to put that thing in your neighborhood, like, right on your street, because it could only go a few hundred feet unless they put a ton of power behind it. But if they put too much power behind that thing, that's going to, the transmitter that's going to be on your street, you're going to see trees just instantly dying. And anything near it is going to really show significant effects. So are they trying to optimize it for are they trying to optimize it to slow cook you? Hold on. Hey, Corey, bring me some water. All right. They probably done targeted me just now for exposing them, but they're probably tuning it. They got to keep it at a strength so that it doesn't go too far. Okay? Where they get good coverage, but the power isn't so high that people walking past it don't feel warm. You see what I'm saying? So they're just kind of trying to balance it. So if they got it like that, So yeah, the higher the frequency, so as they thank you, baby. So as they begin to go up into the the low band 5G is 6 gigahertz, okay? So like for instance, I saw what looks like a 5G tower that's maybe maybe a little over a mile or so away from here. And that tower probably hits a whole 2 or 3 square miles. But it's operating at 6 gigahertz. Well, you crank that thing up to, the 30 gigahertz or 70 gigahertz or 60, it's going to have to be a lot closer because those waves will dissipate quicker. All right, somebody said it's the gigahertz, the real danger. When did they start broadcasting basic radio? Then a few years later, TV and cell phones, etc. What pandemics happened? Yeah, I saw a thing where every time something new came on, like when they started radio, and then when they started with radar, there was always a pandemic that broke out. Like everybody got sick. Just like when you see people falling in China, fixed wireless communication is 60 gigahertz spins your. So yeah, and that's what they were saying. But Brother Steve, I haven't got to that point in my study. But check this out, because I'm gonna get into where they talk about that a lot. But I can tell you this: if you get near maybe somebody who works in a power company, people will tell you, you get near real high frequencies just running through wires, and you get near that electromagnetic field that it has, and you're near something that got a lot of power behind it. Like, check out those guys who work on those big power cables that up real high. When you get near it, yes, you could feel it. Your hair raises up and all that. So I'm just saying all that to say, hey, this stuff, there's some type of effect, And don't forget what I said at the very beginning, what a basic radio signal is literally like putting a wire on here. I can make a basic radio signal by putting one wire on the negative of this battery, and if I take another one and go, I'm making a radio signal. And you would be able to confirm that, because if I did that right now with this speaker would probably pick it up. Y'all hear All right, let's see. So anyway, all that's where I'm at with my 5G, just the facts research, part 1. Like I said, Brother Tony was nice enough to, he gave me this gauge, okay, right here, all right, and, I just drove around, we looked at some stuff, we didn't see anything insane, but again, we down here in Jacksonville. This ain't like New York City or Dallas or nothing like that. This is Jacksonville, Florida. We're not cutting edge. Somebody said China is leading the way in 5G. Yeah, we're talking about down there in China, man. I watched a documentary about just how far they are ahead of us. Period, on purpose, and they're aggressively trying to outpace us in any way, shape, or form possible. Okay? So, yeah, that's facts. That's facts. So, yeah, does the 5G thing hold weight? Absolutely. Something else I got to tell y'all. I had a good conversation with Brother Steve in Straitway, New York. Brother Steve is a registered nurse, and he works in the ER right in the trenches of this thing. He's seen it firsthand. And, I told him what I'm hearing here on my end and what all the communication everybody's giving me, because y'all been mollywopping me upside my big hard head with 5G stuff. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go figure it out myself, And I told him what I was seeing and what I was thinking. I was like, what are you seeing? And Steve basically told me, he said, look, He said, this is what he told me. He said, with an incubator, when you incubate, or no, I'm sorry, not an incubator, with a respirator. When you put somebody on a respirator, not only does the machine help them breathe and force a set amount of air in, he said you can control the content of the air. So, because we don't breathe 100% pure oxygen. With all the other gases, it's some trace, maybe 30%, I'm not sure. But one of the things that was interesting that he told me was that when he said people come in here, he's like, but what's perplexing everybody, like they put people on these respirators and they turn that thing all the way up to 100% oxygen and make it so it's forcing the air in there. And they said these people are taking in no oxygen. Okay? And he said, like, one of the things he's like considering is like, did they get a new cell phone? I know Brother Willie. You know, that's one of the brothers here, Straitway, Florida. He lives in Georgia. He came down with this thing. And he said it was weird because when he had his phone near him, it was like he would be coughing more. So there's something to this thing. All I'm saying, I'm going to tell you why I think people go about trying to explain this thing. Oh, it's 5G, it's 5G. I think they go about it the wrong way because they just put up some video that somebody did. And the guy be like, well, I worked here and I did this and I did that. And nobody knows this dude. And that's not like a good... If I'm going to do something like that, if I'm going to do a video like that, if I'm going to come against 5G, I'm going to do it this way. Like, I'm going to go to the people who got every reason in the world to tell you lies, and I'm going to show you where they're doing it. That's why I went to no other than the Department of Offense, that y'all call the Department of Defense. They don't defend shit because they always on the attack. Anyway, but that's why I went to their website. Another website I had, Raytheon. You know, they make weapons. They got every reason in the world to tell you that, oh, no, radio waves don't hurt. But they're showing you where they done weaponized it. And the range that they weaponized it at is very close. All right, so Brother Straitway Canada said, what is in them ventilator? They is, who is they? Control that is in this ventilator. So, okay, so, all right, Brother Phillips said 20% oxygen in air at sea level. Okay, what my point was, going back to the ventilator thing, what he's saying is they're turning these ventilators all the way up. He said the people don't have mucus in their system and nothing's going in. Like they die from oxygen starvation because it ain't so much they're not getting enough oxygen, is the oxygen is not getting into the cells. So, does what Straitway Canada saying where they're talking about 60 gigahertz, the waves cause the oxygen molecule to spin and it can't get in there? We need to go about that, bringing that out in a more meticulous way, not just throwing some video that some guy set up. Like there has to be, you know, go buy you a little puppy dog and sit his ass in front of a 60 gigahertz transmitter. And when he starts struggling to breathe, you know, hey, nah, I just playing. But I'm just saying, but do I believe that this, I'll say this corona thing, I still believe, you know, does 5G cause it? Nah, I think it's from the Most High. Just the timing too insane. Now, I'm going to tell you this too, though. Let me say this too. Let me say this. like when you begin to look at biblical prophecy, that sometimes the Most High just causes people to do stuff to destroy themselves. So I agree with that too. But our deliverance from this captivity is gonna basically, when you read biblical prophecy, he tells you to look at Egypt, and I'm gonna do that I'm gonna do it the same way, just on a bigger scale. So, all right. Somebody said a lot of these people speaking publicly on mass media need ventilators have been found to not even work where they say. And that's the other thing, the fake news, you know. It's like the media, man, it's like, dude, they're like the boy who cried wolf. It's like, y'all done lied too much. It's like, now nobody believe a damn thing you say. And then they go, a lot of this, but then when I watch, some people go to sources that are not legit sources. So what I do is, I found the best thing to do, like, okay, yes, there's a Wuhan virus, or there's something going around killing people more than normal, and I know that. Now, does the news and the CDC, do they even know what the hell it is? I don't think so. I think it's from the Most High, you know. All right, Straitway can put, the Most High is in control. I agree. We know that he is going to burn, and that and that is what the 5G is doing. Nuke. Yeah. Oh, check this out, y'all. Look, let me show y'all something else, because this is the other thing, man. Let me show y'all something. I just shared this on my page. That's why it's not okay, hold on. All right, hold on one sec. Let me put this up. So look at this. It's like, man, y'all could tell me this, but look. It says, Virginia pastor dies from coronavirus after holding church service. Woo! I didn't see that when I read it earlier. Pastor Gerald O. Glenn of New Deliverance Evangelistic Church succumbs to COVID-19 after vowing to keep his church open. A Virginia pastor, man. Yo, man. I'm telling you. That's why I'm saying that. See, that's why, for me, if you saw like it's a coronavirus, that's why I say it's from Yah, because I'm watching how it's hitting, when it's hitting, who it's hitting. It ain't a game. Yeah, either cause allowing it to happen. Last warning, better keep it right. Yeah, keep it tight and right. Somebody said, you seen they keep using the older guy that is a black doctor face on different newspapers saying he died at 2 different times. You talking about this guy right here? You talking about this dude? I'm not sure. But yeah, I know, man, the media, they do it to themselves, you know. You got to take what they say with a grain of salt, you know, you know. I'm telling you, he told them, hey, he said, don't do church. He zapped your church steeple with lightning, you know, and then he take you out. Let's see what all happened. Oh, they got video. Hold on. All right, hold on, y'all. Let me check this out. I'm going to put this up here for y'all.
Good morning. Should I just say morning? My NDZ family and all my brothers and sisters in Christ. It's with an exceedingly sorrowful and heavy heart that I come to you this morning and regret to inform you that on last night, April 11th, at from labor to reward. Since I can't lie, the first thing I asked God was why. The Bishop has taught us that God is big enough to handle our why. Bishop has touched our lives in so many ways. Being in D.C., share so many of life's most important memories with Bishop and Mother. Bishop has been there when we were sick, praying for healing. Bishop has been there when we've gotten married, leading us in our sacred vows before God. Bishop has been there for the birth of our children, and later leading to the dedication ceremony. Bishop and Mother have been there with us at the spouse's deathbed, comforting with scripture, prayers, and tender words. Most importantly, Bishop Glenn has faithfully stood in this pulpit Sunday after Sunday and Wednesday after Wednesday, preaching the word of God with power, leading us to the Lord and helping us grow.
So yeah, man, it's whew. You gotta, who knows? But yeah, man, and one of the brothers in this brother, he got he said there's a bunch of Kojic pastors over there where he was at that passed away from this thing. So yeah, man. Well, no, that was as loud as I could get it. But I posted it on my Facebook. Where you at? You on YouTube? Where you at? You on YouTube? Yeah, it's on my Facebook. But it's on Griot too. That's the newspaper. See it right up here? You go check it out on there. For some reason, the volume on that video, it was low. Okay? But, yeah, man. It's real in the field. But, yeah, it's interesting. But let me see if I got anything else for y'all, man. Let me see. I think I got one. Right here. So, of course, American Cancer Society. It says X-rays, examples of high-frequency radiation, X-rays, boom, boom, boom. How people expose. It says millimeter wave scanners, a type of body scanner. It says heating body tissue. So man-made RF radiation is used for many different things, such as, and one of them is heating body tissue to destroy them in medical procedures, or in eugenics procedures. Let's see, microwave ovens. So, and then let's see, full body scanner, cell phone. So it just got some information, and of course, they're gonna tell you, oh, it's harmless because they've been paid off. But yeah, those are the places I like to go to check it out, though, to see, people who got every reason in the world to mislead it, because they're not gonna. So if they're showing signs that this is dangerous, like for instance the Department of Defense, if they're showing, they done proven that just at 95 gigahertz it's a weapon, well, now you know. Yep. Okay, so anyway, with that said, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up, man. I hope this was informative. Like I said, this is part one. I'm gonna do more research, and one of the brothers posted the type of radiometer or Geiger counter, or he called it something. Email me what that is, or just send it to me on Messenger. So I had the number, because I'm not going to be able to find it in the comments. But somebody put a device that will go up to the millimeter wave 90 frequency, whatever, send that to me. Let me check that out. But at the end of the day, y'all, I'm telling you, just like I said at the end of my other show, the 5G's toxic, the 4G's toxic, the people that live around you are toxic, the school's curriculum's toxic, the culture in the education system is toxic, the food you eat around here is toxic, you name it. The neighborhood you live in could get toxic real quick. So again, it's the writing's on the wall. Get your mind right. Once your mind's right, you're going to want to come out of her, because this stuff's going to bleed over on you if you're around it, whatever. If you're around a bunch of wicked ass people in your neighborhood, it's going to bleed off on you. It's going to affect you. We read in 2nd Ezra 15. They said they're going to be spoiling houses for food. What'd you see? What'd you see you saw, it says one of America's largest pork processing plants closed. And it says one of America's largest meat producers has ominous warning about the grocery store supply. You seen that one dude come in here yesterday. He said he's a truck driver. He said, man, 72 hours. He said all hell will break loose. He said if the truck stopped running 72 hours later, it's Mad Max in the Thunderdome up in this month. Okay? Come out of her, my people. Get away from these population centers. Let's follow it, to those who have an ear to hear. It's not very many people, man. The masses, even in the Hebrew community, folks is letting these bootlicking sorcerers that call themselves mores and stuff like that, they letting them just interpret anything the way they see fit to get that money out your pocket. Man, y'all better start making moves. Yeah, man. Anyway, y'all, let me see what I'm going to take it out with. Let me see what song we're going to take it out with. Yeah, it's time to focus in, man. All you need, man, a few good men. You don't need a whole ton of people. You need a couple people who got their mind right. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can make things happen. You do big things, man. But, hey. All right. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I think, I know what I'm going to take it out with. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can find something here. All right. Yeah, I got a good jam I'm going to take it out with, y'all. Y'all going to like this one. This is different. Hey, and y'all don't... One last thing, man. Hold on. Hold on one sec. All right. Hold on. Y'all don't forget Sister Sugar with them yams, y'all. Don't forget to put that sugar on your yams, y'all. All right? Don't forget Sister Sugar. Sister. Look, this is where diabetes comes from. This is the birthplace of diabetes right here. Type 2. Type 2. Sister Sugar. Sister Sugar. Dumping that sugar on like cement. She making cement up in that mug, boy. Anyway, y'all. I gotta take it out on a funny note. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I can't find it, but I'm gonna have a whole bunch of new music here in the set. And I'm gonna be, if I have time, I'm gonna get Nathaniel Shalom on here too, because children, they love his music. Somebody said, I said 2 years ago, the cities are ground zero on what is coming, but the big towns won't be spared either. Yep. Yeah, you gotta, man, get away from folks. Get around like-minded people. Spiritually, literally, real estate, economically, living, whatever. Do it, y'all. It just makes sense. I mean, all right. So anyway, y'all, with that said, I'm going to take it out once again with the Straitway jam session. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. And with that said, y'all, enjoy the music. Shalom, shalom.